Hello and welcome back to Hearts-Vine 4 Kaiserreich. So, if you didn't watch the previous video, that was just an introduction, so kind of useless to those who actually want to watch gameplay. And mostly just me ranting about all the stuff I find interesting on the map. Kind of a messy video, but might still be interesting if you're still interested in the sort of world of Kaiserreich and seeing what the different rulers are at the beginning. Anyway, so we are prompted with a pop-up which tells us the patch notes essentially and stuff like that, or like an FAQ and how to like deal with everything. Interesting. Oh yeah, the game rules menu. So they added a game rules menu for Hearts-Vine 4, where you can sort of set the way you want countries to sort of generally go. Like you can set a country to always try to pursue a specific focus path. I didn't mess with any of that, and from what I understand, it isn't quite that robust in Kaiserreich yet. It's more robust in the vanilla, which is something that I would never say usually, because I believe Kaiserreich, in terms of flavor and mechanics, is far more interesting than vanilla. So obviously you can hear the soundtrack, the Kaiserreich music mod, which absolutely slaps. It's a bunch of like old, well, I mean, of course it's old. It's from the 1930s and stuff, and 1800s and so on. But the music is all like historical music that usually has something to do with the country you're playing. But you can also hear music from other countries playing now and then. There are some really cool like songs, or like sort of workers songs and stuff, and a lot of interesting like marches and such. I'm sure some of the music has problematic connotations, but you know, it's a game about World War II. What can you do? Especially Kaiserreich, which has way more of a, I guess it's way more about the politics and way more like, it's got way more of a clash of ideologies and such, which obviously is going to draw out some people. Some interesting fellas. So, the one thing you will notice when I'm zooming in right now, all of these troops are using NATO counters because I just love them. I prefer them. They're very clear, easy to see. So these are motorized. You can see here, motoriserte division. These are infantry of various kinds. You got the very experienced ones here, the guard infantry, and you've got cavalry, one line, diagonal. And why are you empty? Question mark. Oh, okay, so there are some custom ship classes here which do not have an icon. Huh. Now, the one thing I don't like about the NATO counters mod is this stuff, because I do not understand this yet. But I guess we'll learn it together. So these are icons for the fleets and stuff. I'm gonna organize all this stuff off camera at some point. So you won't see me do that, but I'll start doing some organizational stuff. But first of all, every time you start a Hearts-Vine 4 playthrough, what do? You gotta go do your tech. And every time you start a Hearts-Vine 4 playthrough, it starts the same way. You gotta do industrial and you gotta do electronics, because those sort of they snowball you a bit. They give you these bonuses that build up over time. So, for example, if we get construction speed, we can construct more, and the earlier we get that, the more we construct over time. Exact same thing with research speed. We don't need planes, we don't need radio yet, because we're not going to war within 118 days, I don't think. I mean, that's kind of up to France. Oh, okay, so they have completely changed the layout of the fleet research tree. It's still the same tree, but this is actually really pretty. I like this. So we start with improved submarine hulls. Interesting, 1933. Yeah, because we got the U-boat war and all that stuff. The the traditions from then. Got the carriers here, coming off of the cruiser, interesting, or coming off of the float plane catapults. We're not going to be researching any of this yet, I don't think, because that one doesn't take a long time to fit onto, like the reverse fit onto a ship that you've already made, so we can research that later once we have Navy experience and pump it in and cut it down to 106 days, like cut it down by 2/3. Don't need aerial mine laying, we're not going to be doing that early on. Though mines are really good. Oh, so, wait. Oh, okay, escort ships and capital ships, interesting. Wait, what the fuck? So, are those... Oh, so those are carriers, right? Oh, you've got carriers and heavy carriers. Interesting, and you got dreadnoughts, and you got Panzerschiff, so armed cruisers, fast battleships. So dreadnoughts are the new ship class then, I suppose. I guess that's kind of, that makes kind of sense because, or it kind of makes sense because, well, I mean it doesn't, but it makes sense in the sense that if the German sort of line of thinking about naval warfare persisted, instead of the more updated line of war or sort of line of thinking around warfare, which came about towards the middle of the war and stuff. So, like, if the German line of thinking persisted, then I guess this is maybe the line they would have gone down. Like, because Kaiser Wilhelm, he was he was kind of he had some ideas. He'd read a book, I think, about how whoever controls the sea, I think, controls the world. And in that book, it argued very strongly for a fleet in being, and that fleet in being included shit like dreadnoughts and all this silly stuff, and just a bunch of battleships, which really, they are not like the numero uno of modern naval warfare. But Kaiser Wilhelm liked them. He liked them. They got big guns, they're big, they're cool, scary. You can give them cool names. So everything else is usually the same in Kaiserreich. Oops, my bad. Also can see I've got the colored buttons mod, which I quite like. Yeah, so you've got... The tanks have like very slightly different names. Start with A7V, of course. Then instead of the Panzer III, it's the Kutschen. Kutschen, I think. And then you got the Ocelot, Donnerschlag, Donnerschlag 4, Leopard, Tiger, Königstiger, Kriegsengel, and Maus. So that's the War Angel, I guess, or something like that. Valkyrie, maybe. I guess they would have used the word Valkyrie just in German. Yeah, Gewehr 98, Carbine 98K, and Selbstlader 40 instead of the MP40. So this is where you get the divergence in the weapon technology here. And then you got the MKB 42 instead of the Sturmgewehr 43 or 44 or something like that, STG. If you want to read any of the tooltips and stuff, just pause the video, because I can't read all of them. I'll try to read a lot of them. And I'll try to read all the interesting events. I'll try to not, reflexively just X them out as you kind of end up doing when you start playing these games for a long time, or have played them for a long time. We don't need Panzer technology. I'm actually kind of torn on what to get, so we might want to just grab this so we can start getting this when it unlocks, but then again, we don't need it either. There's really nothing here we need except, let's just maybe pop into, oh, the doctrines take so long. No, because we can't do the doctrines because we've got, quenched militarism. No. Victors of the Weltkrieg, there we go. Yeah, so we won the World War, so our doctrine research is garbage. We're not going to do that at all. We are gonna do... Fuck it, we might just have to do some of these, like... Oh yeah, let's do a hull research. because that takes a long time to refit, like retrofit onto a ship. So we wanna, we don't need panzer ships. We don't need panzer ships, like armored ships, cruisers. We need. I do actually kind of love that it has the World War I terminology for ships, because the world is sort of like stuck in the past here, and then you got here the cruisers and stuff. So we want some. Fuck it, dude. We might just get yeah, I'll do battleship stuff, because these take a long time, and then we'll get the guns and stuff and start pumping out some battleships here, because we're gonna need a fleet in being, really. We want to get carriers though. And have like a very mobile strike fleet, or mobile strike fleets, like response fleets, because obviously we can't defend all this shit. It's way too much. I mean, like, for Christ's sakes, we have, no, we don't actually, but like we have territories here. Like, look at this shit. Pitcairn Island. Kaiser Wilhelmsland. Wonder if that is like King George land, or like Queen Elizabeth, or not Queen Elizabeth, like Queen Victoria's land or something. Southern Queensland, yeah, this is all the same. Sabah, North Borneo, Malaya, Singapore there. We got Indochina, Vietnam stuff, Saigon, Cochin China, what? Never heard that before. Tonkin, I've heard that before. Laos, yeah. So this is Thailand. Siam. Burma. Oh yeah, I've completely glossed over India, my bad. But yeah, I need to stop doing this shit, because I'm gonna get lost in like just looking at cool stuff. So let's get all our armies into a just an army group, or sorry, a new army, and then an army group, so we can look at our generals. So you'll recognize all of these guys are World War I veterans, except for, well, I mean, he probably is a veteran, but I don't remember him being very significant. Wilhelm von Preußen. He is our son. This is the heir to the throne. August von Mackensen, very famous World War I general. Ruprecht von Bayern. Don't know much about him. Gerd von Rundstedt. He is also a general in World War II. I believe August von Mackensen might also have been as well. But don't quote me on that one, please, because I'm very iffy on that one. But he is a general in World War II as well. So we're gonna pop all of our armies first into Ruprecht von Bayern's army group. That seems like he's got some very good skills for kind of like a very general line that can hold against a very dangerous enemy. See if we can upgrade him. Logistics Wizard would be really good, because we are gonna have a very large army. Unyielding Defender would be really good against France. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because, I mean, yes and no. They're gonna attack us, I think. But we are not in the historical situation where we have enemies to the east, yet. So we don't need to hold any line, we just need to attack. It is really good, though. I'm gonna go Logistics Wizard first. We can obviously get them. Oh, never mind. Oh, we don't have any command power. I'm stupid. Okay, let's look at our generals here. So, Erich von Manstein, Erwin Rommel, all of these guys are real. Heinz Guderian, very prominent in pioneering a lot of armor tactics, like combined arm tactics of the early 20th century. Or sorry, not the early, but like the mid 20th century. Erwin Rommel, kind of a colorful individual, very popular among certain people. Not as clean and and honorable potentially as one might believe, and certainly not as skilled a general or a commander as often reputed. Heinz Guderian would be way more of like a legendary, I suppose, tank armored commander. You can see here, he's got some skills to reflect his shortcomings and his strengths. So Erwin Rommel was notoriously very aggressive, but he lacked a mind for, I guess, thorough and long-time planning. He would outrun his supply lines in North Africa and all that. I mean, you've probably heard all this before. It's like the common criticisms of him. Walter Model, I don't know if he's actually... I believe he's World War II, historically. Gunther von Kluge, historical World War II. Erwin von Witzleben, maybe. He is also historical World War II, I believe. Wilhelm Ritter von Lieb, yep. Albert Kesselring, I believe he is a Luftwaffe boy. I believe he pioneered the German paratrooper service. Eberhard von Mackensen, I don't quite know who he is. Edward Dietl, don't know who he is either, but he looks like he's going to be a really good like a Jaeger type dude. Like a mountaineer commander, or just a commander of some sort of like some sort of troop or some sort of army that's gonna go far north into Russia if we ever need that. Erich Höppner, don't know anything about you. Ewald von Kleist, Ewald von Kleist, Fedor von Bock, he is in World War II. He's gonna be a good attacker. Friedrich Paulus, don't know too much about him. Georg von Kiesler, don't know much about him either. Franz Halder. I mean, all these are really good. We've got a lot of good generals. Gotthard Heinrici, that's a strange name. But he's gonna be a good attacker in places such as the Netherlands and the Lowlands here if we ever need that, because he's got the river stuff and the fort stuff. And you can see here, like, Flanders Wallonia is a fucking fortress, dude. Belgium is a fortress, like in real life. Had some very great fortress designs in World War I. Sadly, could not be utilized perfectly because of some disagreements among, or disagreements in terms of politics and stuff, and the necessity of maintaining an air of neutrality. Like, you couldn't put all your soldiers up against the German border, because that would mean, obviously, you know, you've taken a side with France, so you've got to have troops against France, troops against Britain, against the Netherlands, and against Germany. Hermann Hoth, he looks really good. Franz von Bayern, also good fortress buster, he could be useful here. Get him some mountain stuff. Yeah, we're gonna smack on a... not Erich von Manstein, because he's gonna be our... he's gonna be one of our breakthrough boys. Heinz Guderian, he's gonna... I see either Heinz or Erwin as a field marshal, because then they don't have to be reassigned and stuff a lot. I think we're gonna put on General Max Armistice. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're gonna have one of these guys. We're gonna have him. 30, that's good. We'll put the motorized boys in a different army. Take the cavalry. This is motorized cavalry, but is that true? Oh, they've got tanks. Not sure if I like that. So the cavalry is going to have its own army, because they're going to be useful in places like Russia and other places where supply is not very available. Let's take the very experienced guard infantry and put them in a different army. Just separate all the stuff based on, like... oh no. Infantry division with artillery. We're gonna have to alter some of that stuff.
Befehle.
Let's put a different icon on these guys. Oh no, there's no cavalry icon, is there? Make them first corps, and let's make them a cavalry corps.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Motorized guard cavalry, huh?
Zuhören.
They're exactly like the other ones.
Befehle.
And let's just split this one let's split this one in two. There we go.
Bereit zum
So
Ausrücken.
now that should be infantry, and that should be infantry. Yeah, seems like it. Oh, never mind. These guys need fuel. What are you? Infantry with armor.
Ihre Befehle.
Let us put them in the guard army here. See if there's some sort of like good icon for it. Probably like probably maybe like that. I think there is a guard infantry NATO icon or something similar, but I'm not quite sure what it is.
Zuhören. Angetreten. Achtung.
Army Group West. Red, because they are going to be put against France.
Angetreten.
And in Army Group West we have Army 1, which we'll just call First Army, or don't know what first is in German, probably like Fürste or something. No, that's weird. Let's not guess what a word is in another language, because that's like 99% of the time it's gonna be wrong. So these guys are Festungskommandos, so they are garrison units.
Zuhören.
Let's put them in their own army.
Achtung.
Marines, you know, you guys are gonna come right back to Germany, because we're gonna need you guys. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we'll put them in Asia.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Let's see, these are, let's see, garrison theater, and let's just make this a special. No, let's make this Asian theater, actually.
Bereit.
Well, actually, that actually becomes a problem. Well, we can probably manage. So we don't have any holdings here, except for small stuff like this. No, sorry. Oh, we don't have anything here. We used to have something here, like a personally administered, or like directly administered by Germany, like a holding up here, sort of like Hong Kong, I guess. Except obviously Hong Kong now belongs to the legation cities, which is like a completely independent thing, essentially ensuring trade with all nations. Basically ensuring that all nations can, you know, benefit off of the colonization of China. And by all nations, I mean all the European nations and Japan. Of course, also United States. So like all of the colonial powers. Right, I'll do the rest of the divisions off camera. Let's do focus trees. So there's, I think we've got like 2 smart options. This one might be good for just getting some ships and getting all that stuff ready. But we have the largest fleet, so we don't really need that. What we need is economy and let's see, European integration, I think. And we need oil and all this stuff. Yeah. Let's do state of the economy for now. They only take 35
Ihre
days.
Befehle.
Civilian factories. So here's what you do in the beginning of Hearthstone for all the time, in my opinion at least. Convert everything that is military to civilian. Whoops, wrong side. Because we don't necessarily need a lot of tanks and guns and all that right now. We need to build more factories which can then build more tanks. It's gonna all snowball and sort of
Zuhören.
just accelerate us. Yeah, just basically perpetually accelerate us as we, you know, keep building speed until we start running out of resources, which is the cap, essentially. I mean, at which point we start getting those resources elsewhere.
Zuhören.
For oil, for Germany, that usually means Romania, which are, right now, the closest we have to fascists in Kaiserreich. They are national populists. Kodreno, I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, populist Iron Guard. Fanatic nationalists, he seeks to unite all lands inhabited by Romanians from Transylvania to Dobrogia and throw off the German yoke once and for all. So yeah, we don't want that, obviously. So we want to crush Kodreno, take his oil fields, and obviously crush the Don Cuban Union. Never mind, they're ours. Crush Georgia, I guess. Yeah, crush Georgia. And their strange Minister of Interior, which we don't like. And that's Joseph Stalin, by the way. And Azerbaijan and Armenia and all that stuff, because there's oil up here, I think. Yeah, there's oil up here. Oh, there's oil up here. And we're getting oil from them, from Azerbaijan. But at some point, all that stuff is gonna run dry in the sense that political concerns are sort of gonna mess with our access to all of these resources. We're gonna need rubber, obviously. We have that set, like that's set for now.
Ihre Befehle.
Free military factories. So, we're producing a decent amount of guns. We need more artillery and more support equipment because we're gonna modernize our and sort of modernize and compartmentalize, I guess, not compartmentalize. We're gonna sort of collapse all of the different infantry designs and standardize them into one, and then have some elite and very like purpose-built templates. Actually, we don't need motorized quite yet. We don't need tanks at all. Close air support. We can keep building these discount Stukas. H8137. I don't know what that is. TV, dude. I love the way the ship, the planes. Sorry, look. TV. That is a that's a Heinkel something. I think 111. I don't know. But we need fighters, which we aren't producing. No, we are actually. Interesting. Is that meant to be the... Oh yeah, that's the main fighter of Germany. Huh. So there's no 109 here. Messerschmitt Bf 109, which is the like early game fighter for Germany in the original timeline. In the real world. So instead we got the Fokker DX99 or DX9. That's weird. It's the Fokker something 9. 109. I don't know how to read that Roman numeral. Might be 29. No. Dude, 21? I don't know. Fucking Roman numerals, dude. We could use the Arado 197 as a... Yeah, let's get a carrier plane, actually. We're gonna get a carrier plane after this. Free dockyards, but because we don't have a carrier plane in production, and I believe we have carriers. Let's look at our fleet. Oh, there's so many. Let's see, what's the Navy? Yeah, 4 carriers. 20 dreadnoughts, 14 fast battleships, 23 cruisers, and 184 destroyers, and 105 submarines. What the fuck? 200 destroyers, dude. The fuck do we need, actually? Yeah, so these are Bleischer class. Bleischer, that's the Norwegian, or sorry, that's the German ship that sunk in the Oslo Fjord in real life during the invasion of Norway. Prince Eugen, these exist. So does the Deutschland class, which I believe was a Panzer ship in real life. So I'm looking at these to see if they have. Let's see what the range difference is. So this one has got better range. It's more expensive, so we've got like, yeah, this one can go pre-Weltkrieg or Weltkrieg type. This one can go. Let's get rid of all the one Weltkrieg submarine. Yep. Let's keep the interwar stuff. Actually, no. Let's get rid of the interwar because we got the improved one. Pre-Weltkrieg. Pre-Weltkrieg Panzerschiff can go away. Weltkrieg Panzerschiff, I mean, we can keep that one for now. Interwar stuff, yep. Pre-Weltkrieg Battlecruiser, get away. I don't know if we need the experimental carrier and stuff. No, interwar carrier, nah. Because all the carriers we want to make are going to be advanced because they're expensive and very but very powerful. So we're gonna focus on the most expensive carriers we can make. We don't need the Weltkrieg cruiser. Actually, we can use the improved cruiser hull. Dude, our navy kicks ass. We have a lot of submarines. We don't need them. We need, they're very cheap to build. We need a bunch of like the patrol ships, essentially, like the high sea ships, to guard our trade. So for that, we're gonna need some cruisers. So let's look at these cruisers. So this cruiser is a what? Oh, so hull special. So you can. Oh, that's interesting. So you can specialize your hull for torpedo attack or plane. Torpedo attack or plane. We want to get. Actually, do we want to get sonar? If we get sonar, we can do better ASW or like anti-submarine warfare. But we don't have depth charges even. No, we want to get radar on this boy. Fire control systems only 0 because the reliability becomes sort of massive if you keep it going. Yeah, let's pop on better armor. So this was a Osnabrück. So they are named for places. So we'll call this one a Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe, I don't know. I can't pronounce it properly. Karlsruhe class, and yeah, we got light cruiser batteries. We don't need any. We don't need to fix that stuff. It's gonna be kind of slow, but that is fine. And this one is an escort. Oops, we're not going to make that one. We're going to make the escort one. So we need to start making sure these icons are correct for all of these. Because we're going to use those to create standardized templates for the, or self-reinforcing templates for the fleets that we're using. Let us build a carrier. And let us build a, I don't want to build a Kaiserreich class because it's a dreadnought and I don't quite understand the role that dreadnoughts play here. Like, they are basically just fucking, they're like the Death Stars of the sea, it seems. Yeah. I don't know if, like, the Death Star didn't really work out that well. So I don't know if we're gonna do that. Let's get a Blucher class. Fast battleship. We need a fast and mobile navy that can respond to issues. We don't need, like, we don't need the Death Star. Grand Admiral Thrawn, not Emperor Palpatine. Pop the rest in the culture wheel. We're gonna produce infinite of those. We're gonna produce one of those and I guess 3 of those. See how that takes us. And that is it. That's it. Yeah, that's all there is for setup. Let's make sure we're importing all the stuff we need. Yeah, let's unpause and see the events rain in. And we're gonna up the speed a little bit. Oh, please do not crash on me. If this game crashes on me, I'm gonna be really mad. Alright, so, guns from Middle Africa. So our new colonial administration in Africa has seen gains in light industrialization using cheap and even forced labor for industrial production. Fucking Göring. This is what he does, dude. This has significantly reduced the cost of manufacturing and provided us with additional equipment. You can never have enough guns. I mean, free guns. Let's just not ask where they came from or how they were made. We want ethical weapons manufacturing in Germany. Please. Ethical weapons only. Let's see. Blessed Carl. Economic rehabilitation. So, oh, yeah, the road to war. So they're getting right on it. They're not even wasting any time. They're gonna start a war with Switzerland over Hot Savoy. Oh no. Okay, so the president of the Russian Republic was assassinated. Shot and killed on the way to the Senate. The assailant was taken down by the police, but the goals and intentions of the attacker are unknown. Despite his massive unpopularity, I don't know if that is a word, but among the Russian people due to a botched land reform and ineffective rule, Kerensky was nevertheless able to hold the country together for years, and his death has thrown Russia into chaos. And here we have some potential replacements. Like the military men like Denikin, Wrangel and Kornilov. And they're one step away from intervening to dissolve democracy and save Mother Russia. Oof! Oh, okay, so we've got Lavr Kornilov. That is a, that's a military dictatorship going on right now. Right? They haven't even chosen a focus. What? So they're gonna get like knocked into one of these, I think. Because they don't have President Kerensky, right? So they can't even do that one. Oh, it'll be automatically bypassed. Yeah, so it's been bypassed, but requires President Kerensky. Yeah, they've done that one. Popular Front, Republic of Aristocrats. So I'm not sure which one Kornilov is going to go down. He might be a stepping stone to a different bad guy. Congress of the Trade Unions. Yeah, so Philip Snowden is doing his thing. They're sort of organizing Britain, figuring out how to, well, how to structure it, how to like, well, basically how to rule it, because they had to tear down the previous government and just completely rebuild anew from nothing. Very, very French Revolution kind of. And now, yeah, so we got the Communist of France still doing road to war, and they've got some traits which I think they can remove, which I think maybe work to our favor. They're very good at on the offense, but we're going to be on the offense. At least we're going to try to. Like when they declare war on us, we're going to be the ones attacking them. Speaking of which, I mean, it's not gonna be the final game plan, but just have one so they can build up the preparation for that plan. Motorized, I don't know where we might need them. Puppet of Austria, okay. Alright, so they're a constituent of the Austrian Empire. I don't think we're going to be at war with the Austrian Empire, but you never know. Ideally, I want to be friends with Blessed Karl. But just in case, let's set up some. Let's set up some stuff over there. Let's actually, yeah, let's train some infantry. Just hit K to set them to train.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Let's do Witzelband. We can have another 30-man army. And this will be the second army.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
This is the first corps. Constitution of the German Kaiserreich. So, after the crushing defeat of the Second French Empire by forces of the North German Federation, our constitution was signed in 1871. So this is the history of the German unification, essentially. At least the top part here. According to the constitution, the empire is a federation of 25 German states. The title of Bundespräsidium, or Federation President, was held by the King of Prussia, a figure now invested with the title of Emperor of Germany. That is Kaiser Wilhelm II. The Emperor directly appoints the Chancellor, the head of government, and chairman of the Bundesrat, the Council of Representatives of the German states, and the laws are enacted by both the Bundesrat and the Reichstag. The lower house of Imperial Diet. Yep. A lot of, dry exposition telling you about how the German state is organized. The important part here is, over 60 years after the founding of the Kaiserreich, the liberals and social democrats are growing increasingly disgruntled with the status quo, and our constitution may need revision soon to help us weather the upcoming turbulence. A constitution guarantees stability, at least. Yeah, we're gonna see some changes to Germany, but not major. I'm gonna keep Germany as the German Empire. We're gonna see how we do with that. And don't worry, if I keep enjoying playing this, we'll be able to see some different sort of ideological and geopolitical perspectives, and sort of different perspectives in terms of like gameplay and stuff, because the gameplay situation for Germany is very very special and different to all of the other nations in the game. I imagine if I play another campaign, it's probably not going to be Germany, it's probably going to be someone in a different part of the world. Possibly Asia. Doubtful America, because I played a lot of USA and a lot of Canada. Possibly the Union of Britain. Or France. But, that being said, we are at the 45-minute mark, so that's going to mark the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you've got questions, if you've got concerns, if any of the bullshit I spouted during my long rants about history and whatnot are incorrect. I'm happy to stand corrected, and I'm happy to engage with you with questions, discussions regarding anything that happened in the game or anything that I've said, and so on and so forth. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.